There we go. There's the man. And let me slide this.
So we y'all every night?
Uh, we normally do Tuesdays.
Yeah.
From 12 to 2.
Yeah.
Because we don't have afternoon shows, but
Yeah.
you know, we work around it, you know.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, I just wanted.
Yeah. Oh no, you good. We just make it work.
No, you got to.
I like the evening shows. It's easier on the people coming, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Make it a lot more convenient for folks.
Yeah.
I can see it. I just wanted. I know some people they want to do the show every night. Some people get it where they can. Some people just do it. I just like to do mine every week, man.
Yeah, we try to do 2-3 times a week.
Yeah,
that's
good.
enough
That's
for me.
strong.
That's more than enough for me.
You know, I'm doing a sports podcast now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm 2 nights a week now because I'm doing my regular podcast.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to leave here, and we got the sports podcast we do on Tuesdays.
Oh, the underground dialogue.
Yeah, we on underground dialogue tonight. So
Okay.
I'm here, I'm doing that.
Okay.
Some guys coming in.
Yeah, I got to catch up. I've been watching all your other ones, but I've been binge watched the underground. I watched the last few. I watched the last few ones.
Yeah. We did the most recent one is Killer Calion.
Okay.
That was pretty good. He had a video. He dropped some real signs.
Yeah, I just watched the Zero one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I watched the Bun B one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get them all though.
Yeah, I already know.
I want you know, it's all love and support.
Y'all got a YouTube channel?
Yeah, YouTube's right there. It's on God. Yes, sir. Yo, what's up, world? It's your boy KL, the Lyrical One. Music in the City radio show. We live on IG, Facebook, YouTube, and we got our special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
It's your big brother K-Rino, man. What's going on, man?
Yeah, K-Rino in the building, live. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about 2 projects, but there's a real reason why we talking today. We were at an event. And we had a little discussion, you know what I'm saying? And it was watching artists perform, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, I'm not calling nobody out because we don't do that. But the artist was struggling, trying to rap over top of his vocal. And I came to you and I was like, man, what do you think about this? And what you said stunned me because, go ahead and tell them what you said.
I mean, it's so layered. When you think about the whole concept of rappers rapping over their vocals, because we didn't grow up like that.
Right, facts.
And when you're doing a live performance, it's supposed to be just that, it's supposed to be live.
Right.
So if you got these people out in the crowd and they are looking at you like this, they want to hear you actually rap.
Right.
Now you have mainstream artists that do the same thing. So when I see local artists do it, it kind of it bothers me, but it bothers me more when I see big name mainstream artists.
Right.
I'm like, they should know better, and they're on a bigger platform, and it's like, dude, why are you doing this? But my thing was like, dude, if they could understand how the difference in clarity would be, as in terms of look, man, you performing in front of these people with these vocals locked on this track. If you are not 100% synced on to that track vocally, it's gonna sound jumbled up.
Right.
Plain and simple, no doubt about it. And a lot of these, I've seen it for years. It's like, dude, I'll put them to the side. Great show. Stop rapping over your vocals.
Right.
Some take to it, some don't. Because some will say, well, man, I just like to make sure that if I forget a part, I can hear myself and lock back in. Well, you could look at that as a reason, but that's more of an excuse. Just learn your song.
Learn your song, yeah.
You know, I perform all the time, and it's times where I forget my lyrics. It's gonna happen. It happens to everybody. That's part of the game. But people have so much more appreciation for you, and they have appreciation for you without even knowing, because they are not locked in to understand why does he sound way more clear
Right.
than the other 5 people that got up. It's because he's rapping on a pure instrumental. So you gotta, I'll tell all artists, man, especially young up and coming artists, don't start off like that.
Right.
You know, don't start off.
Yeah, because I see where I'm from the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
The way we did it was, you did a hook, you had your hook on there.
Oh, yeah.
Your verse, maybe a couple ads.
Made a couple ads.
Your verse was not on it. You had a hype man.
Right.
Hey, if you got tired, or if you got, you forgot some words, your hype man covers you. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's a more pure way to do it.
Yeah.
Now, when I got down here, people was doing it, and I ain't even gonna lie, I fell into the trap.
Yeah.
But I had a 20-minute set the last time I performed.
Yeah.
And it was because I had a bunch of collabs and everybody was on the songs
Yeah,
with me,
yeah.
so I was like, I'm gonna just run it with the words.
Right.
But there was times where I wanted to change little things, say a little
Come on,
something
man.
to make it
Come on,
more
man.
specific to the,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, dang, I locked myself in a box
Right,
where I
right.
couldn't do what I
Right.
wanted to do.
Right. You can't improvise.
Right.
And that's the thing, like you said, ad-libs, yeah, hook, yeah, that's cool.
Right.
But you can't improvise when those vocals are locked on there. And I know sometimes I'll say a totally different verse on a beat. You
Right.
know, I won't even say the verse that the actual song is.
Right, right.
So, when you wanna have that freedom to mix it up, and, get the crowd involved or whatever the case might be. So I did a show in Australia, some years back.
Right.
And before we made the deal complete, the guy called me and he said, man, hey, can I ask you a question? I said, yeah. He said, do you rap over your vocals? And I got mad, like, and I thought he was asking me to do that.
Right.
I said, what you mean? He said, no. He said, I wanna know, because if you do that out here, they're gonna boo you.
Oh, okay.
And I said, no, I don't rap. I said, we was on the same page, but I didn't know.
Right.
I said, no. I said, we good. I said, I don't do that. I thought you was asking me to do it. But no, because in certain parts of the world and certain parts of the country that's not even acceptable. So I just think that the people are more impressed, because it's just think about a song, brother, where you really on that spitting on that song.
Right.
You going in.
Right.
People want to see if you can do that live.
Right.
I want to hear if Twister come to town. I want to hear him spit like that.
Right.
Live. If I see that, then my respect level for that artist is gonna go up.
Right.
1,000,000,000%. Because he doing that, he sound like y'all can't see all of the old school records they got on the wall in the background over here.
Yeah.
Luther Vandross, man.
Right.
I don't see him on the wall, but just thinking about it.
Oh, he's over
there.
Yeah, he's over there.
Luther Vandross used to sound just like the record when he sung live. Used to sound just like the record, bro.
Oh, hey, Dion, your background loud. I'm gonna hit you back in a second.
D?
Yeah, that's Dion. Hey, your background loud, Dion. Okay.
Get well, bro.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right, appreciate
right,
it.
get well. Yeah.
Yeah,
What I was saying, I would listen to artists like Luther Vandross.
right.
Sound just like a record when they live, and that's the most impressive thing that you can hear as a fan, as a listener. Like, if I gotta say, is he lip syncing? And he's not,
Right.
then that means he going in. He got the skill. Same with rappers. I want to hear you perform that thing just like it is on the
Right.
I can listen to the record if I want to hear the record.
Right. Fact.
If somebody pays to see you, they want to hear you spit just like
Right.
it sounds on the record.
You know, I grew up on that. Like, you did a record with KRS-One. You recently did.
I did the stage performance.
The stage performance with KRS-One, and it's like that's who I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? And I never seen.
Yeah.
So when I was doing it, I didn't know it was anything that I was doing right.
Right.
You know, necessarily like. I mean, like it's just you're handcuffing yourself, and then you're clashing against your lyrics.
Yeah.
And I just want to see people get out of that mode. Like,
I'm gonna tell you, man. Even though a lot of professional artists do it, established artists do it, it's, in my opinion, if people get mad, it's very amateurish. Very amateurish to me when people do that. Like you mentioned, KRS-One. This guy raps live. He's still rapping off the vinyl instrument.
Right.
You know, and everything is live vocals. It's none of that. So when you see that in any artist, subconsciously, you just can hear the difference. It's like, man, it sounds really good, especially if the system is really good.
Right.
And that's another point too, that helps you when you rap, when you're not rapping over your vocals. If you perform it on a day where the system is bad, it gives you an advantage.
Yeah, right.
Because if your vocals are on there and the system is bad, the mic is bad, now it really sounds jacked up because you got two voices coming in and out of some bad system, whack speakers. But if you got instrumental, see, I've had people actually think that the sound man was favoring me.
Okay.
Like if the system was bad.
Right.
Because if they got up there before me and it was bad, the system was trash, and if they're doing their thing, then I get up there, I'm rapping on the pure instrumental, I sound clearer to the audience. So they all, man, why y'all made sure his was right. Nah, it was no different.
Right.
It's just the fact that you got them vocals on there and I'm up there straight instrumental. It makes a difference. Even on a whack system, it makes a difference.
Right. And one time I was performing and the power went out.
Yeah.
And I just kept on going.
Yeah.
And they was like they was just like they thought the DJ actually did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, no, the power went out and I just kept on going.
Right.
That was me, you know what I'm saying? Like in times of trouble, you still know your words.
But I'm gonna tell you like this, but that's the difference between real rappers too, because you have industry manufactured rappers, studio rappers, studio lyricists and all that, who are just products of what the industry crafted them to be.
Right.
So I can go in the studio and fake it and just rap and let the engineer and the producers piece the song together, piece the vocals together, and by the time they mix it down, it sounds great for the public, but I can't get up there and perform it.
Right.
You know, so it's a form of trickery in a way. It's like y'all are actually fooling the people because you were not even able to execute that in the studio properly, you know. And everybody, we all punch in, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I'm not like that, but at the end of the day, there has to be some degree of consistent continuity, even in the vocal laying process, that can give people ideas. So cool, this guy, he's the real deal.
I mean, on the studio, so I be doing it for people all the time. But,
you engineer, you got the worst job ever.
But you know what? The thing is, I'm an honest engineer, and what I say is that I care about the money, but that's not my priority. My priority is putting you out. So if you do something and it's trash, I'm gonna be like, hey, you gotta do that again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of me manipulating.
Yeah.
You got to manipulate it a little bit, but instead of me manipulating it and making you sound better, or you were way off and I'm stretching words and pulling words, because when you get up there to try to perform it, you can't even do it. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I want you to give me some, like I said, continuity, just so the song has a more natural approach when I listen to it.
Right.
If I got to piece together every piece of it,
it's
like, man, I'm just, it's too much. But some artists don't care until it's time to get up there and show and prove. Like, I got to show the world when you step in front of however many people you're getting ready to perform in front of, they don't understand the behind the scenes and what goes into. They just want to hear what you get ready to do
Right.
when you get on this stage. You got to deliver, man.
And it's the reason I say to do it is because one time I was in a group, 3 guys.
Yeah.
We got that big call to go up there to that label to try to sign that deal.
Right.
And you get up in there, there's only 3 people in there, 2 of them. And while we was in there, one of them got up and walked out the room, right?
Yeah.
So they was like, okay, show us what you got.
Yeah.
There wasn't no beat playing, there wasn't no music playing. They wanted to see a performance, like you're at the NRG performing in front of 20, 30,000 people.
Yeah.
And you know, and then while we was performing, another guy walked out. So I'm thinking like, dang, are we doing bad? Or you know what I'm saying? But we had to still do our thing.
No doubt.
No music, no beat, no nothing.
Yeah.
And
that might have been part of their strategy coming in.
Right.
Because they want to see how y'all was gonna react in adversity. Like, I'm gonna get up and walk out. It seemed like it's because somebody would have got and walked out. Some in another group, they might have stopped, like, or froze up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, they leaving. You know, where y'all going? You know, you got to continue to be professional.
Right.
So y'all basically pass the test.
Yeah. Right. Fact. Yeah. I mean, that's what you got to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
There's always a next level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even when when you at the top, there's always a level you got to reach.
No, I mean, you know, like I say, I see mainstream artists doing it, and it drives me crazy. But I also recognize how there's been a separation between authentic rap and hip hop, and like I say, industry crafted rap and hip hop. So I can look at it, and even though I'm like, oh, that's crazy, I still understand the difference, understand why, you know. And they make all kind of excuses. I don't accept the, well, man, we on a 40 city tour, man. I gotta check my vocals. I gotta do it. Nah, man, you gotta rap.
You gotta rap.
Figure it out. You better get you some lemon and honey or something, bro, and figure it out.
And Kobe popped on the line, but he's at work, but he's popping it out. But he sent me 3 questions. The first is, what do you think the state of hip hop is right now, as you see it?
Okay. The question is two-sided because, like I just said, you got authentic hip hop,
right,
and you got industry hip hop. So the state of industry hip hop it's not in a good place to me because number one, the labels and the CEOs and the people behind the scenes who own that side of it, they are manipulating and raping these artists, exploiting and pushing and marketing and promoting negative content and all that. So that side of it, it's in a bad place.
Right.
It's more money oriented, and a lot of behind the scenes symbolism crap, selling your soul. Now the authentic, true to the bone hip hop, I think it's fine.
Okay.
I think it's in a great place. Yeah, because you still have a lot of artists out here who are rooted in the essence of it, and they know why they started in the first place, never lost sight of that. And like you said earlier, it's not 100% about the money.
Right.
You know, we all trying to make money, but we was doing this before we even thought about making money.
Facts.
So it's two hip hops.
Right.
You know, or two. It's a real hip hop, and then there's a version of hip hop. I'll say it like that.
Okay. And his second question was, why did you stick to teaching and offering a view to the world we actually live in through music, as opposed to falling into the feeding? Hold on. Why did you stick to teaching and offering a view to the world we actually live in through music, as opposed to feeding into the mainstream popularity?
I got blessed. I was blessed to grow up in a time just like you was, where we had artists who taught us.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, we just got through talking about KRS-One. You know, we had Rakim and Public Enemy and Big Daddy Kane and X-Clan and people like that taught us, that introduced bodies of knowledge to us that we had no knowledge of. So it made us want to say, okay, well, I want to do that too. I want to crack some atoms in people's minds as well. So we started to get our study up, get our learning up to where we can incorporate certain teachers into our music to help other people. But the other side also was, just like you were saying earlier, I started off trying to shop my demos to get on record labels and get signed too.
Right.
You know, in my early days.
Oh, yeah, right.
Not understanding how this beast operates. So now I'm like, man, I wanna get a deal, I wanna get signed. But finding out that these labels are not really for us, and finding out later on, once I found out they wasn't for us, discovering that I can do this by myself.
Right.
You know, and I'm free.
Right.
And I got full creative control. It's like, oh, I'm good. I don't need to do that. So you may not get the reach. You may not have the range or the platform, but the platform that they give you is not worth what you got to give them.
Right.
So yeah, so that's the answer.
And I had a, and I tell every artist, man, go get a mentor.
Yeah.
You know, it's all built off of networking, and go get yourself a good mentor.
Yeah.
And because my mentor told me when we was pushing hard to get a label deal, he told me, well, if you're trying to get that label deal, you might as well go to the bank and get yourself a loan, because it's a lower yield on your interest rate. Because that's all the label deal is. It's a high yield interest rate loan.
Yeah, I tell artists all the time, find out what recoupable income is, and the bigger the label, the bigger your deal is, the more money potentially that they're gonna invest in you, and that's the more money that you're gonna be on the hook to have to pay back.
Right.
And it doesn't matter how good your record does, you're on the hook to pay that back.
Right.
And that's why we've seen a lot of artists who went gold and platinum, and then they around here broke. And in the I guess in the southern uprising and the renaissance that we had when we first started figuring that out, we saw all these independent labels coming up out of the city of Houston in the South. I'm witnessing artists selling way less than platinum units that was living better lives than some of the famous artists we know that had sold 2-3 million, because the way that the deals were structured.
Right.
You know, they would pay us $8-9 a unit. Ain't no label gonna give you, you're not gonna get $1 a unit from a label. So we learned the independent game, and once we got a hold of that, it was like, now we had the option to decide, okay, do I wanna sign with you? Because now you've seen the work that we putting in independently, and now you calling and wanna offer, but I don't even need you.
Right.
Unless, like what happened with a lot of our artists, they just make you an offer that you can't refuse in terms of what they're giving you up front.
Right.
You know, somebody wanna come along, like they gave Flip 22 million, they gave South Park Mexican like 29 million. You're not gonna turn that down.
Right.
You'd be crazy.
Right.
You know, you just have to figure out how to, you know, manipulate it the same way. Cause you reverse the pimp, you snatch the pimp glove off the pimp when he ain't looking. And he got it on when you sit down, but when y'all get it off from the table, it's on your hand. I'm gonna pimp the pimp the best way I can.
Now, y'all created a blueprint, and I'm gonna say it like this. Y'all created a blueprint, SUC, SPC, Rap-A-Lot, Swisher House.
Yeah.
Y'all created a blueprint on how to make it in this industry. Are you surprised that any of these younger cliques or groups or younger labels is not following what y'all already established? Or do you see anybody that's potentially doing what y'all did?
No, I'm not surprised, because I think that social media has kind of weeded that aspect out.
Right.
And what I mean by that is that now you have so many artists who can I can individually create my brand and my channel, and I can do all these things individually. I can get on TikTok and blow up with an excerpt of a song, however it goes.
Right.
So they may not see the need for the collective side of it. With something, I gotta give me a crew, I gotta get all my power. And you still see it a little bit. You see people that are in affiliation with each other, but a lot of times it's more individualized.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. Do I think that it could still happen? Yeah, I think it could still happen, but the magic would have to just really be in place, because all of the cliques you name, like say you start Rap-A-Lot, you go to South Park Coalition, you go to Screwed Up Cliques, Swisher House. The common theme is the rosters
Right.
The rosters were so deep,
yeah.
and the diversity of talent. It's like, dude, look at this roster, man. You really can't lose. And all of these artists who were so original and unique in their own way, collaborating under one umbrella. Whether it be South Park Coalition, Rap Alive, Swisher House, SUC, and it was just a beautiful thing to witness. The magic got to be there,
Right.
and the camaraderie got to be there, blended in with the talent, and you got to have guys that will unite under whatever brand, whatever we gonna call ourselves, we gonna all rally behind that, and we gonna be that. And if one or two of them pop off, then the whole movement is on fire.
Right. Yeah, that's what's up. So he had a third question.
Mm-hmm.
He said, how can I first, how can I or someone collaborate with you on a project, musically or otherwise?
Yeah, man. Basically, I'm always I'm available. Email South Park Coalition, email SPCKRINO@AOL. Yeah, I still got my AOL. And
Hey, I'm sorry. I was trying to wait for a good time to pop in. I'm like waiting out there, like I'm trying to request on your video, and he wouldn't accept my request.
Oh, but there was a whole bunch of requests popping up, so
okay.
I couldn't.
I didn't want to interrupt, but hey, how you doing?
I heard the
Good to
phone
see
out
you
there. I'm
again.
like, whatever. But so, me being the super fan that I am, gotta ask the question about your music.
Yeah.
This is what are we on? 55 now, or
Close,
yeah, you on 54 or 55?
It's somewhere up in I
I
don't
can
know.
get on that. I remember the last time you was here, you on 52, and I'm like,
yeah.
dang, he done dropped 3 of them
Right,
things.
right,
And
right.
last time we got
that's close, 54, 55.
So, the super fan of me gotta ask, you dropped some snippets of some videos, you know what I'm saying, Cutthroat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got some visuals lined up.
Right.
So when are they coming?
Well, the two of them are out. The Lord Save Us.
Lord Save Us, yeah.
That's out. That video is out. You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And the Cutthroat video, the full video of that is out.
Is it? I missed it. Ooh.
Yeah, we did those in Canada. Those songs are part of a collaboration I did with my homie Tragic out of Canada in Toronto, and he produced the whole project.
Okay.
He did the vocals. He also did the videos.
Mm-hmm.
So the second time I went out there late last year, we shot 3 videos. It was Lord Save Us, Cutthroat, and the third one that hasn't been released yet. It's an R.I.P. song called If You Were Still Here.
Yeah.
So yeah, the album we did out there was called 7 Hour Block.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we named it that because we recorded the whole album in one night, 1 7-hour studio song. Yeah.
How many songs?
10. You know, that's light for me.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
You know, I'm dropping 15, 16 every time.
Right.
For me. But yeah, we just put 10 on that one, and what's 10? And we did another one that's not out yet. I think they have like 12 on it.
So 12. So how did 420 go? You did it up in Colorado?
Yeah, we went to Colorado Springs. We've been going out there about the last 4 or 5 years in a row, me and Point Blank. Last year it was me, Point Blank, Dope E, and Klondike Cat.
Okay.
But this year just me and Blank. We did a meet and greet, and we did a private event at one of our fans' residence.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, he just booked us to come to his crib.
How much you pay though?
Hey,
Like what if I need you to come? You know what I'm saying?
I know that boy wealthy. He did a private event out of fame.
Yeah, they no. I'll just say this here. Yeah, they made it worth our while. They showed us a lot of love, and the performance was just his family and friends. You know, it's like, man, I want, you know, they big fans, and we literally, me and Blank was literally performing in this man's living room to his mother and his wife and his homeboys and his cousins and all that. That's how it went down. So, but you know how we get down. It don't matter where the show is. We gonna make it be the show.
Another reason why you gotta learn how to perform in front of the small and the big crowd.
No doubt.
Cause I know that they got you performing in front of the family. They got some bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
you know, and just the love. I mean,
And the fact that you were able to just do it and like not be like the humbleness in it. You know what I'm saying?
Because we grateful to have fans like that. This guy, he's not a promoter.
Right.
You know, he doesn't own a club, or he's not even in the industry. He doesn't even rap. It's just like, I love y'all music so much. You know, I want y'all to come to my house in front of my circle of 25, 30 people and do a set. And we went out there, and me and Blank, we both did full sets in his living room with his dog and the baby, somebody holding the baby. It was great, man. You know, it's a blessing. We're thankful for people like that. You know?
So I'm an underground artist,
Yeah.
DJ Trash. Trying to, you know, I'm DJ Trash, you know.
DJ Trashy.
Oh yeah, so, because a lot of these DJs is turning into artists. That's why I intentionally said it that way. But what advice would you give to any underground artist that's trying to come up, get started, and make it in this game?
Learn the business. You know, whether you're underground or commercial or mainstream, the principles of the business are still the same. No matter whether it's publishing, whether it's learning the digital side of the game and all that crap, you still have to understand how to have your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Because as an underground artist, you never know what's gonna pop off for you or when.
Right.
And if it does, and your ducks not lined up, then guess what? Now you scrambling to get everything in order. Or whether you're underground or mainstream, there might be an individual who was serving as your representation or your manager, and they may not be doing right by you.
Right.
So you can't. I wouldn't care who it is. If it could be your twin brother, and you trust him, and you know he would never do. It still doesn't hurt you to learn everything. You know.
Can you tell me the top 3 things? Say, just like be specific, like top 3. Okay, you're a new artist. You're trying to do this. First thing I need you to do is this. Second thing I need you to do is this. And third.
Now, these are individuals or they in a group together?
This is just an individual.
Yeah. Learn about publishing. That would be like the first thing, because the thing about publishing is that you can have a song that you have no clue of thinking it's gonna do anything.
Right.
And that could be the song that's
take off.
on a car commercial, or
Right.
on a McDonald's in a movie. You know, just somehow getting radio play overseas or something.
Right.
So you publishing first. You know, that's like the main one that I look at. The other thing is, don't think that you're gonna get rich off of streaming. Because you're not.
Well, they raised it up to a penny now.
They
raised
fighting for some penny.
yeah.
Yeah. We did an episode on my podcast called The Stream Scheme. And
Right.
we had a guy in talking about that. There's a lady, she's trying to get some legislation passed where we can get a whole penny now.
Yeah.
But that just shows how ridiculous it is, because to stream millions and to get millions and millions of streams and not even have enough money to purchase a home after that.
Right.
You know, it's a scam. Meanwhile, the streaming platforms and the labels are making billions. So they just picture a whole wedding cake stacked from this table all the way up here, and then they just give you one little
slice.
Not a
Not even a
slice.
slice, yeah.
You get a crumb.
Yeah. So that's the equivalent of. So I would tell them, don't get caught up in thinking that they're gonna get rich off the stream, even though you still have to participate in that.
Right.
You know, you still want that, but and never don't lose sight of the old school principles like we was talking about at first, like getting out on the road.
Right.
You shake hands and kiss babies.
Yes.
That never goes out of style. Don't sit in front of that phone or that computer all day, because you have access to the world through that means. Don't get lazy. Don't let them make you lazy. You still got to get out here and see. When I see y'all, every time I see y'all somewhere on the scene, straight up.
Right.
I'm like, man, they in another spot. Man, where they at a show? Y'all are always boots on the ground. And a lot of artists, they'll go where they're invited to go. They'll go where they might go get on the stage. But you gotta. I need to be there even if I'm not on the bill.
Right. That's the main thing. Right.
Get out on the road, hit these spots up, man, and put yourself in people's face. Still continue to make physical, promotional items that you can put in something tangible in people's hand, to where if 15 of us are performing that night, when everybody's driving home, they got something to meet. A flyer. I don't care if they throw it on the floor in their car. you got something to remember me by compared to me, I'm just rapping I left. You know, you gotta make yourself memorable to some degree, man, in this game.
Right.
Yeah.
And when we was at that event the other day, the one guy was like, "Hey, can you take a picture with me and K-Rino?" I said, "Yeah, sure, of course." I said, "On one condition." He said, "What's that condition?" I said, "Ask him a question."
Yeah.
He's like, "Ask him a question." I said, "There's a wealth of knowledge over there. You want to, take a pic, but ask him something that you think you need, because you could probably get the answer you need right there. That's a wealth of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to consume his whole day. Don't try to have a 30-minute conversation. Just ask him.
No, that's strong.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's strong.
Which is, and I love that you did that, you know what I'm saying? Because it does, like, I guess, like, some people, they don't even think outside that, like, outside the box like that, like, you know what I mean? Or they're maybe intimidated, or like, don't, you know what I'm saying? But that's kind of cool, like.
And
Did he do it?
he did it. And
I'll let you do it.
the thing is, how many pictures have you taken with people?
Man.
Probably millions.
Yeah, I couldn't even.
Millions. So that person that asked you a question, you might remember it. Then he might be like, "Hey, I'm the one that asked you about, hey, can I get a picture?" Or,
Right.
You never know. It might be no, it might be yes, it might be pay me back. But he probably will remember you more than just, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?"
Yeah, you would definitely remember that because it would put me in the mind frame of thinking, well, this guy, he's seeking.
Mm-hmm.
He
Right.
wants to learn. He wants to, get better. He wants to add something to his mental repertoire. So, yeah, you would definitely remember that. And if you got an artist, if you come across an artist who has no problem talking to the people, which in my opinion you shouldn't have.
Right. Facts.
That's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, man, I was not born knowing what I know now.
Right.
And I'm nowhere close to knowing everything I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
The game is always evolving, always changing, and if you were arrogant enough, egotistical enough to think, "Oh, I've been doing this 40 years, I know," no, you don't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever believe, like, you know everything but know nothing?
Look, I know, look, picture how vast the universe is.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the entire universe that we live in, and we're on the planet Earth, and Earth is this big, massive planet that we live on, but in the totality of the universe, it's a speck.
Right.
It's a speck. That is the representation of what we believe our knowledge and wisdom is.
Right.
You think you know this, we could sit down and have these conversations, but if something just like a camera angle where it just starts in this small shot with us three, and then it just widens out into the whole vastness of space.
Right.
We are a speck, bro. You've been on an airplane before.
Right.
So
you see how when you look down.
and then all of a sudden you can't see nothing. But as you land and it's okay, wait, there's a car, there's a building, the building's even looking.
Yeah, right.
So we don't know nothing, man. We don't know nothing. So we have to always humble ourselves in the presence of any knowledge. Like they say, out of the mouths of babes is wisdom. If it's a 5-year-old dropping something, let me shut up and listen.
Right.
Elderly person, let me shut up and listen. A new artist, just because I've been doing this 40 years, somebody come along and I'm 19, but this guy has figured out this new way to do this on TikTok and Instagram. I'm listening.
Right.
We should always have in our mind, like Mr. Farrakhan said, that we are always students.
Yes.
As long as you are walking and breathing and live, you are a student.
And you cannot be a teacher without being a student.
Come on,
you
man.
know what I mean?
You can't be a leader until you know how to follow.
Exactly.
Good leadership.
All right.
So that's a great question. We don't know. We know a little bit, and you try to do your best as not just an artist, as a person. I want to know a little something about everything, but it's too much everything. No.
Yeah. And then once you do this, and then something else comes. Like,
without a doubt.
What's your favorite song that you have that you've done?
Man,
I'm curious to know that.
I would have to categorize them because you got lyrical tracks, you got storytelling tracks, you got just real life introspective track, political stuff. Lyrically, one of my favorite ones is a song I called Duality that I did a few years back. Of course, when it comes to just dropping some science or some consciousness, it'd be Grand Deception.
I know you, but I know it.
And storytelling is either gonna be a song I did called Annihilation of the Evil Machine, or Sorcerer's Den, or a song on my new project called Future Shock.
Okay,
I can't wait to hear your new project.
It is a song.
I haven't heard it yet, but
Yeah.
you know, I cannot wait to
Check it
to.
out. Go listen to Future Shock.
Yeah.
Just listen to the concept on that. I think it'll mess you. It'll make you think.
Well, tell me, yeah, like, can you tell me a little bit of stuff, because I don't know. I really, you know what I mean? But like, I ain't been on my.
Actually, I got to pull it up.
Pull it up, come
Well,
on.
I'll get Future Shot,
Oh,
but I can
sorry.
put Future Shot.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you one thing.
Me?
No, him.
Oh. I was about to say, you looking at me, pointing at me.
No, I got to answer one thing because, oh my God. So,
K-Rino in the building, yeah.
so my question is this. Well, it's not even a question. My favorite song was always been Grand Deception.
Yeah.
I like Food for Thought. I like
Oh.
I love Food for Thought
Yeah.
because you're dropping knowledge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then until I saw you do that Houston niggas.
Yeah.
You did that live.
Right.
Can you please do that live?
Yeah. Can I do it?
I don't want to put you on the spot. If not, I got something. No, because when you did that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, and you was, and it's the people you did it in front of,
Yeah.
and they were just like, wow. I mean, he's in front of Bun B. Everybody was in that building.
That was the 50-year
Yeah,
anniversary of
hip hop.
for Houston version. But no, I mean, I give you a verse. It's all good. You know, you can't put a real rap on the spot.
No, I ain't.
We ready. We already ready.
Hey, gotta stay ready.
It say Houston is G'd up from the start. Everybody hanging out Sunday in McGregor Park. Houston is third ward to the SWAT. 14 and a half mixtape by Darryl Scott. That's a legendary DJ.
Yeah.
Houston is keeping bread in your pocket. Riding with the home team. Astros, Oilers, and Rockets. Home of the soldiers. So it ain't no folding. Legendary 34s, Akeem, Earl, and Nolan. Jumping out at the club sharp as an arrow. Rhinestone Wrangler, Chocolate Town, and Carol's. Coke cans to get in Astroworld. No ticket. And you ain't from H-Town if you don't know Wicked Cricket. That's just the first one.
Well, see, that's what
You're the
I'm
OG
saying.
Wicked
So
Cricket.
if y'all want to know, y'all go look for that 50 years of hip hop when K-Rino burned it down. And they even said to Scarface, what you gonna say after he did that? I was like, and Scarface, I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, it was so true.
And that song was called Houston is. The video was on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It sure is. Because I had already pulled up. I had already pulled up one of my new faves.
Okay.
We gonna go ahead and play. We gonna play that.
Shoot,
Hold on.
we're gonna be here all day. I wanna play some of my
Hold on, let me
favorites too.
turn this mic off.
I got some questions I wanna ask about certain things. Hey, what's up?
Just check it out, Joe.
I know we come to you a lot, but we keep messing up. Lord save us from all the war makers and fraud capers, and erase the effects of the parts that they all gave us. And each day we pray that you take us and reshape us as we race to escape our own snakish behaviors. I'm out the way, that's why I'm reluctant to favors. It's hard to love them when you're not even trusting your neighbors. I stay the course daily, hoping my substance is greater. I'm impatient, but knowing I can't rush the creator. It hurts when my people get swallowed up by the serpent and thirsted to spend our dollars up with the merchants. We're searching for hope, so we follow them to the churches. We're shirking the work, so the problems are not reversing. Too often we fall because we're too ingrained with caution. Still caught in the thought that conditions change by talking and take away internal mistrust, jealousy. Plus, we need protection from the worst version of us. Lord save us, put trouble behind us. And whenever we lose sight, take off our blinders. Whenever we forget the time, quickly remind us. And if we get lost, find us and realign us. We tired of crying, Lord save us, put trouble behind us. And whenever we lose sight, take off our blinders. Whenever we forget the time, quickly remind us. And if we get lost, find us and realign us. We tired of crying, Lord save us from Satan and his adamant grip. Same thing, same scene, each year the calendar flips. More killing, more shots being lit off from the clip. Queens giving up their body for now they going to war. We urging the fight, a lot of tension emerging tonight. He's serving for life, cause he flipped out and murdered his wife. Dope is a vice. How much too confusing to call? Cause there's 50 ways to get high, and we using them all. Our sons out here shooting and killing like target practice. Our daughters think it's cool to be half naked and ratchet. People going to prison for actions not even worth it. Others surgically worse when you already made them perfect. How can we reverse the dirtiest things the world's seen? What makes a child commit suicide at 13? Lord save us, the trouble behind us. And whenever we lose sight, take off our blinders. Whenever we forget the time, quickly remind us. Layers, if we get lost, find us and realign us. Tired of crying, Lord save us, the trouble behind us. And whenever we lose sight, take off our blinders. Whenever we forget the time, quickly remind us. And if we get lost, find us and realign us. Tired of crying, Lord save us from excuse making and false blaming. And restrain the anger, feel thoughts that we're entertaining. Block all the dangerous engagements that render us brainless. Refrain us from selling our souls just to be famous. Understand me, I know that we're not as good as we can be. So grant me a transformation for me and my family while I'm breaking the grip of the vices we keep chasing. Replacing the ways that lead to incarceration. We love them, so cover the babies and from destruction. And crush any predators trying to touch and corrupt them. May we defeat the oblivious deceitfulness of the TV. Help us retreat from the evil mischievous as we repeat. When grieving, relieve all the pain from us completely. Believe me, it's harder for us, but for you it's easy. All the poverty, depression, and hunger when times are roughest. Show up and snatch us up from the clutches of this injustice. Lord save us, the trouble behind us. And whenever we lose sight, take off our blinders. Whenever we forget the time, quickly remind us. Layers, if we get lost, find us and realign us. Tired of crying, Lord save us, the trouble behind us. And whenever we lose sight, take off our blinders. Whenever we forget the time, quickly remind us. And if we get lost, find us and realign us. Tired of crying.
Ironically, it's making me want to cry. Ironically, I want to cry because I wish, that's why I haven't had a respect for you, because I wish that, people would, more people would do things like this and speak about these things, you know what I mean? Because
It's coming, it's coming.
I believe so.
The world getting so bad that people gonna automatically start
They're
wishing
tired.
for something
Good. Just some hope, some something,
Come
because,
on.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Come on, absolutely.
so, like, thank you for that.
That is my new fave.
God is great.
Do you ever impress yourself like you be like,
Damn, I
man?
did that shit.
No, I'm saying because you made so many dope songs.
I ain't gonna say it. Sometimes, they say sometimes on the way to hear the music, you gotta blow your own horn. You know?
Right.
But I mean, you know when you did it.
Right.
You know, it's like playing basketball. You hit a cold-blooded shot, you may look like, whoa, wow, talk a little trash, but that's just temporary. Then you come back down there,
Right.
Because you want to do it again. You want to do it over and over again. But you know when you hit it. I ain't gonna lie.
I want to ask a question. I just don't know if it's like, well, I don't know if we can say whatever, but I don't usually like to ask questions like this, but I'm just curious, like, do you believe in God? Are you a spiritual person? Like, do you like church, Bible, like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
Of course, absolutely. I was born and raised by my mother and my grandmother in Baptist church. Later on, when I was a young fellow, in my early 20s, I visited the Nation of Islam. I visited the mosque, and then after probably a few months, I converted over to the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Okay.
The Nation of Islam. So I've been rocking with that for the past 30, however old I am, 30-something years after that. And yeah, but I'm a respecter and appreciator of all religious doctrine that's rooted in righteous principles.
Right.
Now, do that mean I'm
Righteous
just
principles.
a perfectly righteous person? No.
No.
But it's always a striving effort, a striving movement, and that was the body of knowledge that worked to save me, and make me better as a person and musically. Because a lot of my content in those types of songs, like The Grand Deception and all that, they come from the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad and from the Honorable Mr. Farrakhan. So those are things that I just hear and I learn, I take them in, and I transfer them into the music. So when people, like I run into people all the time, they try to give me credit for all this wisdom, like, that's not mine.
Yeah,
That ain't
you got
coming
it,
to
bro.
me.
Yeah.
You give credit to the source.
But it's hard though, like, let's say for someone like myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be very hard for me to try to put those into words, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it would, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't come that easy,
Well,
especially.
you know, I'm gonna tell you though how it would. You put it into your own way. Your own. That would be like if you believe in something and somebody asks you to explain, can you tell me what it is? You would be talking to them and explaining it to them once you know it fully. Same with music. You just say it in your own way. I can't do it the way that you would do it.
Right.
You know, cause they could give us all three a sheet of paper with some information on it, the same information, and they say, we're gonna all do it in our own way. They play a beat, same beat, our verses are gonna be different because that's how unique the creator made all of us. So now, it will come like that, but yeah, we all, I'm rooted in God, I can't do nothing, I'm nothing without God. And I know that, I would be foolish, to number one, denounce him, and number two, to let my ego make me think that I'm somebody special because of what I do, because it's easy for it to get inflated what other people are. In here.
Right,
Oh,
right.
boy, you so cool.
And they not even really, they just in your face. The only one that's gonna be right there is the one.
You have to be locked into your humility the whole time they hitting you with all that because too many people get swallowed up.
Take it to the head.
Yeah, and boom, boom.
Now they act entitled, now they act like, okay, oh, I deserve this and this, I need paid for my
Come
shows,
on now.
I'm like this, I'm like that, you
Come
know what I'm
on
saying,
now.
but who are you?
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you know, we all have to go home. And no matter what's going on, I don't care if you performed in front of 50,000, and I don't care if you stood on stage holding 5 Grammys. At the end of the night, you're gonna go home, and it's gonna be a mirror that you have to look into.
Right.
And you got to face who you really are.
Right.
And if
Except
you-
your shadow
Yeah,
side.
and you're gonna be looking in that mirror by yourself. So you have to be rooted in who you really are in the face of thousands.
Right.
Like to not let yourself get out of pocket.
Right.
Mentally and spiritually like
Yeah. So I need you to settle a dispute we had on our last radio show.
that.
It was me versus Koki and Jalen with Switzerland on us. 2024. 2024 is the year of the diss track. The diss tracks is coming
Seems
back.
like it, huh?
The diss tracks is coming back. Now, Koki's take on it is he doesn't like it at all because it's always the black man breaking each other down. My take on it was I'm happy to see it because as of right now, you got major artists doing it in a way that nobody's getting killed, nobody's getting shot. It's beef, you know what I'm saying? But they're resolving beef without violence.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll take that as a win. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta do it, I'll take it the way they're doing it.
Right.
So what's your take on it?
I mean, it's always been in rap.
That's what I was saying. I said, if from the beginning of rap, that's how they used to do it, you know what I mean?
They was battling before they was putting it on wax. You know, you can go back and listen to an old recording of Kumo D battling Busy Bee.
Busy,
You
yeah.
know, at a show. You go back to the females, Roxanne Shante versus Sparky D.
Yeah.
And all that stuff on YouTube, and classic, all the way up to the whole Roxanne saga that went down.
Right.
The Juice Crew versus BDP. You know, LL versus Kumo D and LL against everybody. This has always been a part of rap. To your point, in the early days, the thought of somebody getting killed and murdered behind, that was never easy.
Yeah.
Right.
Because both sides always understood that the whole beef was basically about establishing lyrical supremacy over the other.
Facts.
And that's
all it
my
was.
issue now though, because I think there's this new generation and the kids nowadays is different, their upbringing is different, so they are the type to wanna like, oh, you said something, oh, you know what I'm saying, and they'll be the one quick to come get a gun, you know what I'm saying, so it's like, it's just, that's where I got it divided with it, cause I like what you said, I agree with both, you know what I'm saying, but I do feel the whole different generation out there.
Nobody's wrong.
Right.
What you said is 1,000% right, but it speaks to whatever the mindset is of the person who's involved in the beat.
Right.
If I'm coming from a situation where in my environment and the beef. See, if me and you beefing over who the best rapper is, it's gonna stay right there.
Right.
If me and you beefing over something that happened in the neighborhood, you took some dope from my partner, and that really happened, then all of a sudden, the stakes is different
It's
now.
personal. You don't mess with my money. You
Right.
don't mess with my.
Right. You know, so when it becomes personal, and we don't have the I guess the love for ourselves and the other person, our people, to say, wait man, let's keep this on wax, as we used to say. Then that's when it escalates. Our young generation have been failed by us.
Right.
Right.
Because we didn't give the game to understand, hey man, with this rap stuff, you can go at it, you can get in the arena.
Right.
But in this arena, both gladiators leave
Right.
the arena.
Facts.
It ain't no dead gladiator
Right.
in the arena, you know. It ain't no incarcerated gladiator after the drama goes down. So we are the generation that failed them.
Right.
I have a question for you. With that, then, how do you believe that there is like hope and like what we can do to help the next generation? Like, do you think that it, is possible, or do you think it's like a lost cause? I'm not gonna even try. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've had this debate with many people. Some people think, oh, whatever, it is what it is. Some people like, you're one person, you want to save the world. You know what I'm saying? Why would you want? I hear a lot of different things. If I could have saved the world, I would. I obviously can't. You know what I mean? But like, I think every person counts. You know what I mean?
No, it's not a lost cause. If we think it's a lost cause, then again, we don't believe in a higher power.
Mm-hmm.
And
They took it out of schools. They took it out of stuff. A lot of them don't, though.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
That's the devil's work. But at the end of the day, if we claim to believe in a higher power, which most of us would say we do, somebody's going to lay claim to some doctrine.
Right.
Whether they say, I ain't religious, but I'm going to say, I believe in the Creator. But if you are somebody who believes in what's written says that the Creator's going to cleanse all this crap that's going on in this world, and he's going to bring in a new world. So that's the answer right there. If a new world is coming in, then all of the things that are disappointing us and discouraging us and making us feel hopeless now, we already know it's temporary.
Yeah.
It's going to be gone. So now, and also we can't be, our biggest problem with our young people is that we scared of them. We have a fear, and your own blood children, you scared of them. They run in the household. They telling you what they not gonna do and what you gonna do. And,
right.
And so the bottom line is, and even in neighborhoods, we don't want to say nothing to that young brother because he might.
Right.
But we have to, as Minister Farrakhan said, he said we gotta love our people more than they hate themselves.
Yes.
And if we exhibit that love for our people, that's all that's needed a lot of times to crack through that shell.
Right.
Because there's a wall it's a shell that they have where they like, man, I gotta portray this hard. I cannot let you in to show a sign of weakness.
Love is God, love is one, we are all.
Love, and love is a verb. Love is not just smiling and giggling and emotional and hugging and kissing. Love is sometimes I gotta tell you this, I gotta wrestle you sometimes, I gotta snatch you up, because I'm trying to save you.
Right.
And if we get to that point with our young people and be an example, you see, these young people today, they not stupid. And all that old coming around just talking to them, that's not gonna work. They better be able to see that you are everything that you saying that you are.
Right.
And they got to be able to see a demonstration of love towards them. That's gonna make them say, okay, nah, he different, she different. They not like the other ones, because they ain't just about the money. This cat really care. And to your last part, are we gonna save them all? Nah, we not. We gonna lose some of them. We gonna lose some of them. But at the end of the day, the effort still has to be there.
Right.
You have to try. And if anybody telling you, oh, you think you can save the world? Nah, I'm only one person. But another saying goes, nobody can do everything, but everybody can do something.
Right.
Exactly.
And if enough of us do something, then it moves the needle a little further on.
My brother, he got his bishopship, and some of the family members, because he sends out, emails to all his friends, family, people all around the world. And they was like, why do you keep doing this? Why do you care? And he said, look, I could send this to 1 million people.
Yeah.
If I could change one,
Come on, man.
it's worth my time.
Come on, man. Man, do we study the lives of the prophets? You know, if you go from Moses to Jesus to Abraham or whoever you think of, these are individuals, to Noah, these are individuals who constantly tried to talk to the people,
Right.
bring them to the right way,
Right.
and was laughed at, ridiculed,
Yes.
rejected the whole way.
And that's why I always feel, unfortunately, like the good people, sometimes that happens to the good people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you're gonna say, oh, you wanna save the world, oh, this and that, you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes the best people are the ones that be locked up. Sometimes the good people
on, man.
don't have nobody to go to, like everybody comes to them and then you have no one to go to when you're going through something. You know what I mean? Like, it's always the good that it's a sacrifice.
The counselor
You know what
needs
I'm
counseling.
saying?
too
Yes, you
sometimes.
know what I mean? And it'd be hard sometimes for, and that's why it's hard, I feel like it's for people that are good, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be hard to stay good, I get it.
Right, but the thing you don't see is like, they be telling you, oh, you trying to save the world, but I've heard people say, hey, man, you need to go talk to Jay Lynn about this. That same person that telling you trying to save the world recommended you to somebody else, and I told her, you need to get a couch and start doing it.
And a lot of times people in their own pain and trauma, they'll try to impose that on someone.
Right.
And their own disappointment in life.
Just misery
Because
loves
I
company.
failed, I didn't make it or succeed what I tried to do, now you
You
trying to
can't-
do the same thing.
and
You
you're
ain't
not.
gonna be able to do that.
That
Right.
energy vampire.
Now, why you even wasting your time? No, because now you failed.
Right.
But I'm a different animal. So now the prophets and the people of God, they was always the underdog. It always was the David and Goliath type of thing. It was always Moses versus the Pharaoh and the power that existed in Egypt. And if you look at it like a sports event, like, oh man, he gonna get blowed up. Moses ain't got a chance.
Right.
But then the underdog wins. That's how God proves who he is.
Right.
Because he gonna take what seems to be the lesser and defeat an army with the lesser. So if you are in that small number, like what it seems like the odds against you, you're really on the right team. You know, you can't, it's gonna, naturally, you're gonna have moments of getting discouraged, because that's just human nature. Like, man, this just ain't working, man. But true indeed, go charge your battery up and get right back out there in the fight, because you are on the right side, plain and simple. And just like you just told her, somebody's gonna come to you when you think nothing you doing is making a difference.
Right.
Somebody gonna come to you crying like, I remember you told me. You're like, okay, thank you, God.
Right.
You're showing me that my work is not being wasted.
Right.
Plain and simple.
See, there it is. That's why he's the GOAT, man.
Yeah,
I don't care what y'all
And I'm
call
sorry, I'll be
it.
like,
Hey,
God is great, man.
God is great. Hey, we gotta get K-Rino to his, he got his podcast to do.
Yeah, that's all.
I feel like I was a short time and I came and I had a session. And I'm working on some Spanish music, you know, and like my words, I was like
Work.
trying to enunciate, and so.
Yeah, but we gotta get into his podcast. So tell us all your social media, tell us everything you got going on, and
Yeah, we got the Underground Dialogue podcast
Yes,
right on
sir.
YouTube. Y'all can check that out. Latest episode, we got the homie Killer Collie on there. But I also just started a sports podcast called Legends 34 podcast with my homie DJ Rec. So we talking about all the sports stuff that's going on. And what else? Oh, 2 new projects, the 7-hour block and the audio optics just dropped a few months back. I can't remember everything that's going on. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, and that's it.
yeah, follow the real K-Rino on IG. You know what I'm saying?
And YouTube, same.
Follow his fan page on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And hold on, let me vent real quick. Whoever you are, I reported your page and I got it taken down because he hit me up in Messenger and he was like, hey, can I go live with you? I was like, yeah, we'll go live on IG, but who is this? And then I looked at the name, the real K-Rino. Rhino. So I reported his page and got it taken down because you ain't gonna stunt like that. So Just in case you see it, the real K-Rino got reported, and they took his page down. So whoever you are, stop it.
I mean, are you the real? Is it real? Is it the real?
Well, he put an
you?
H. You put the H in there instead of Reno. He
No,
put
this is
that But hey, stop it. Hey, this has been the Music in the City radio show special edition. K-Rino, you know what I'm saying? The
Y'all
GOAT.
keep doing what y'all doing, man. Because let me say this again real quick before I leave. Every time I see y'all online, y'all are out supporting somebody else. Every single time.
Yes, sir.
And it's not many entities in the city that really actively move like that, you know, without some type of a ulterior motive connected to it. Y'all are really, really music in the city for real.
Right.
And really going out supporting these artists and giving them a platform on this show and just on y'all social media. So keep doing what y'all doing and salute, you know, keep up the good work. We need it. We need it.
Thank you. That means a lot. You know,
It's
that thank
true.
you. Yeah.
No smoke, it's truth, man. Straight up.
All right, so we're out of here. We're about to take some pics, and you know, Underground Dialogue Podcast. Go like and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure y'all tap in with that. Music in the City radio show. K-Rino, we're out of here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Appreciate the love, man. Y'all always show your big brother love, man.
We gotta take a couple
Yeah,
pictures.
let's get it on.
Hold on, let me turn that.
Let's get it on.
Turn that YouTube.
Okay, they had Luke on there. What Luke said? I got all, man. Got my man Larry Graham, Shalimar.